We all witnessed the Jedi Purge, a dark period that saw the death of many Jedi and many who survived into exile. That fate would befall into our Jedi hero Obi Wan Kenobi, where he exiled himself on Tatooine, but not before handing over little baby Luke Skywalker to the Lars family for him to be raised in secret by them. After a few months into exile, Kenobi started thinking that he was ready to train in the way of the Whills, not in accordance with his master's opinion, however. Qui Gon Jinn's spirit told him that he was not ready, and in order to begin, he must realize why by himself. By this point, he had spent roughly a year into exile, when he overheard some spacers talking about the events that happened on the planet Balassa, where a former Padawan learner named Ferrus Olin, thought to be dead by Kenobi, had some trouble with the Imperial forces. This led to Qui Gon Jinn's spirit convincing Kenobi to go and find the Padawan Ferrus Olin, promising Obi-Wan that this quest will help him in the mission of protecting the baby Luke Skywalker. Obi-Wan was convinced, and he eventually went to Balassa in accordance with his master Qui Gon Jinn that he would temporarily look after the one-year-old Luke. Upon arriving on Balassa, he assumed the identity of a businessman called Ronar Hanar. This allowed him to access the spaceport of Yusa in hopes of finding Padawan Olin there. He eventually did in fact find Olin, but quickly realized that he was in trouble. See, Olin was met by the Inquisitor Malorum. Obi-Wan, upon seeing this, helped him escape from the ruthless Inquisitor, but not before discovering that Inquisitor Malorum was interested in the events that happened on Polis Massa. So for those of you who don't know, Padme Amidala gave birth to the twins on Polis Massa because of the fact that at that time the Empire wasn't aware that Padme Amidala gave birth to the Skywalker twins. Obi-Wan had to do whatever it took for Malorum to not discover what happened at Polis Massa at any cost, whatever it took. Obi-Wan and Olin eventually escaped from the planet, and with little Luke Skywalker in mind, he rushed to go to Polis Massa. He had to make sure that Luke and Leia's birth were still a secret kept from the Empire. Upon arriving at Polis Massa, he encountered the Inquisitor Sancor, a security expert sent by none other than Inquisitor Malorum. When the two met, Kenobi tried to deceive him by pretending that he was Osh Skull, a supply officer who had witnessed the events. He tried using misinformation on Sancor, offering a more tempting target for his research just to get him out of Polis Massa. But Sancor was due diligent. When he opened the image of Skull on the database, he quickly realized that Kenobi was lying, and by this point Obi-Wan Kenobi had no choice but to eliminate Inquisitor Sancor. After the events that transpired at Polis Massa, Obi-Wan Kenobi met up with the former Padawan Olin with a grave mission at hand. He asked Padawan Olin to go and take care of Malorum at any cost. See, Obi-Wan did not tell Olin about the birth of the Skywalker twins in fear that if Olin was caught, he would be tortured until he would tell the secret of the Skywalker twins. Without revealing too much, Obi-Wan specifically asked Olin to not allow Malorum to discover whatever had happened at Polis Massa, as Obi-Wan knew very well that Inquisitor Malorum would not give up his research so easily. As Obi-Wan returned to his exile on Tatooine, Qui Gon Jinn's spirit came to him once again, this time with the good news that he was indeed ready to start training in the way of the Whills. So this is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave your thoughts down there on the comments and let me know what do you think about this story, and if you liked it, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fun day, and don't forget, may the Force be with you always.